Hey guys, it's Jeff with DIomgY. It's been a little bit since we've done anything, but if you follow our Instagram at all, you know changes are afoot. So I suppose without further ado, this is the new project that I just picked up. Let's go take a look inside, eh? So first off, one of my favorite things, this actually has a key, and this locks the front door. So no more Jimmy proof. But anyway, pneumatic door, but it has a remote lock as well. Here is the driver's seat. You can see a whole bunch of switches and typical bus style steering column, kind of straight up and down. One thing that's, I don't know, if you look this way, you'll notice no AC. So that's kind of a bummer, but not the end of the world. Also, I'm a little bit shorter than the previous project. I'm 6'2". If I stand up all the way straight, bump my head, but not terrible. So walking towards the back here, you can see some leftovers that the previous owner threw in. All the way back is stuff that's impressive. Here is an entire case of off-white paint. We may or may not use it. And a pretty sweet old stove that came out of a 60s camp trailer. I don't think it needs electricity. I think it's all just gas and I guess a lighter. So we'll see on that one. It was free. I didn't say no. Back one locks as well. Again, super happy. It has a lock. No Jimmy proof. No worrying about security here. This one, very similar to my last one, has the nice hatches that pop up. It's got two of them. It does have speakers, as you can see in the ceiling here. We'll kind of go back to the front. It has all the first aid, bodily fluid cleanup kit, and the video thing intact. So I'm hoping I can flip those, get a little bit of money out of them. Here is a stereo. It doesn't work. I don't know why. It's on the list to fix. Another kind of look at the driver's area here. This also has a push button transmission, which is kind of nice. I had a little trouble getting it in here, and it was nice being able to just flip the switch and backwards and forwards. So here is the powertrain. This is a Cummins 5.9 ISB. I believe it's a 24 valve. I need to look into it. This is right at the time frame where they switched over from a 12 to a 24. It's a turbo diesel, so this is technically, I think, derivative of the 6BT series, and a very reliable engine, much like the 7.3 and the Ford. I think power-wise, this is a little lower than that one, but not terrible. It's got a pretty fresh turbo on it, and one thing that I do like about this is there's just room galore. You can actually work in this engine bay as opposed to getting behind the doghouse in the E550, which was always a little bit of a chore. So this is technically a 74 passenger, which I haven't done the math, but I think that means 12, 13 on each side, one of that. As you'd expect, these seats are all going to come out in pretty short order, so we're going to strip it front to rear. There's a couple kind of small things that we're going to have to deal with. Obviously, wheel wells is one of them, and one of the other ones, which we'll see where's it hiding, is on this side. Got a heater, much like the one in the shuttle bus, but notably bigger. So this one uses coolant as well. I have to decide what the plan is there, depending on where it falls in the projected layout. This might be coming out, but time will tell. I need to lay it out first. So some people have asked me, including Brady, which is justifiable, why did I sell the Dun bus, mostly Dun bus, and pick up a new one? And the real reason, I've been thinking about a Skoolie for a while. I'd kind of been bidding on them at the same time that I was picking up the shuttle bus, and I'm a very opportunistic Craigslist buyer. This one came up. It was a price I was willing to pay. Talked to the guy, liked it, and came to the decision to pick it up. It was a very advantageous time. I basically came to the decision, left a deposit, put the other bus on Craigslist, and that one sold the same day I picked this one up. So for about 5 or 6 hours, I owned 2 commercial vehicles and back down to 1. That one was a great project, really enjoyed it, ended up giving it to a guy that I think is going to really like it as well. He's taking it down to Nevada, and I think it'll be stationary down there, but lived in a decent amount. He liked the layout. He seemed super happy with it. I gave it to him at a price that I was pretty comfortable with. I basically broke even, maybe made a little bit, but not much, just because I got a good deal on it, so it was still a good deal to him. Now this one, that one's 27 feet bumper to bumper, and it had the front engine, so you'd lose, 4 or 5 feet of that to the front. This is 37 bumper to bumper, and when you're sitting out up front there, you're no more than, your feet are less than a foot from open air in front of the vehicle. So it is a usable 37 front to back. So it's going to be a lot more room. These are built a little better. They are built to a standard, so they're built to withstand a rollover. They don't have a fiberglass body. It's all metal. They have some insulation built in. There's going to be a lot of work to pull that, I think. Yeah, hopefully we can do it without losing any headroom. If it stays where it's at now, I'd be comfortable, and I'm the tall one in the family, so it won't be a problem. If we lose any, some people do actually raise the roofs on these. They'll cut out all the supports at the windows and then kind of scab in a section, do a little sheet metal work, and you can get 16 or so extra inches. Not something I particularly want to do. I'd much rather leave it as is, nice sound structure, and then just work around that. So I'm going to be working on a layout. I need to get all the interior measurements today and then kind of go from there. The next step really is pull the seats. That's going to be at least a weekend, I think. These bolts are probably a little rusty. This came from Eastern Idaho, which is not particularly rusty or anything like that, so it's in really good shape. It's just, these things were used. It's a 97, maybe 98. I've heard both, but these are used year-round, and you got kids with wet feet coming in and out, and they're gonna rust a little bit. So it's not bad. I really think it's gonna be pretty easy. I'm gonna get an impact out, and worst case, what a lot of people do, just to simplify things, just pull the grind off the bolt heads, and boom, you're done. So I don't think I'll be able to sell these bus seats for anything, but hopefully a Craigslist person will want them for free, so I don't have to sit around too long. I'm already starting to purchase some of the stuff to do the conversion. I had a seat for the van that was out of a Ford Transit, 15 passenger. So it was 3 across with belts. I'm probably gonna buy another one and actually use that for the dinette and the seating for the kids mostly. So they have built-in belts, keeps it easy. There's no belts in here aside from the one at the drivers, so I gotta add something. Now there's a little more, you can see there's more structure up here above the windows, so if I wanted to add shoulder belts, it's certainly doable. I'd just rather use one that's already existing. So let's see, after that it's gonna be, putting down new insulation on the floor, putting down a new floor. Same on the walls and the roof. Those are probably just going to be re-insulating and then covering. A lot of people use like a thin wall or thin plastic or wood. So it's I got a lot of reading to do, but I think this is going to be a longer-term conversion. We got some good plans. I will post up on Instagram and when I come up with the layout, and we'll go from there. Now, one thing that I had to get squared away before anything else was where the hell I was going to put this thing. So this is the back corner of my lot. You can see we dug out. We put in about roughly 37 feet by about 13 feet of gravel. So that alone was a project that took most of the week to dig out, flatten, and then get this gravel put in. But it's done. We made this section of the fence removable, so you can just pull out basically from here all the way to the end post there. Now that said, it was still very difficult to get in. My neighbors, nicely enough, across the street there, I caught them when they didn't have a car in the lot or in their little parking spot. So I was able to back it up and pull it in here, but this is going to be kind of a chore longer term. Now I thought I had plenty of clearance too. If you look down the fence line on this side, it's tight. I am quite tight on both sides. So getting it in and out is going to be something I got to get better at because it's just gigantic. But you can see no real rust to speak of on the outside. Paint is coming, and it really is in pretty solid shape. I haven't really noticed anything too worrisome yet. It's got a few things that need fixed, as it is a 20-plus-year-old bus. But that's why I buy these things. They're fun little projects. So stay tuned to the channel. Keep an eye on Instagram. We'll get stuff up soon. A couple other random things before calling this one done. These tires are an 11R 22.5, which in normal dimensions translates to a 42-inch tire. The ones on the bus previously were about a 31, and I got 6 of these, 2 in the back, 1 in front on each side. So that is sizable. This one, as you would probably have guessed, is all pneumatic brakes too. So you got a compressor on the engine, and then a tank there, and a tank way up in the front. Now it doesn't have air suspension, just the air brakes, and then also we have like things like the sign on the side and the driver's seat, a couple other air options. So some that's a new thing to me. I don't know air brakes well, but these seem to work just fine. So I just need to make sure I know how to maintain them, and then go through and take care of it every once in a while. The other thing you'll notice, no storage compartments underneath. You can see the battery compartment right there. Other than that, wide open, which means one thing, plenty of room. So you can see the frame here, plenty of mounting holes up and down it. I will be using a decent amount of those, I expect, for things like propane, water, storage, all sorts of stuff. But Anyway, I think we'll call that done for now. Oh, one more thing. Fuel tank, which is somewhere back here. I think it's actually aft of the rear wheels. 90 gallons. So if I get anything near what I got on the previous bus, that is pushing up to 1,000 miles of range, which is pretty rad. So, all right. I think that's it. Stay tuned to hear. You'll be seeing plenty of updates in the coming months as I strip this, put together the layout, and then really get down to work. And yeah, if you get a chance, check out our new podcast called Top Gear Rear View. We're doing kind of a walkthrough and commentary on old Top Gear episodes. That's up to you if you're a fan of Top Gear like Brady and I. Awesome. If not, this is where we live, YouTube and Instagram, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.